Good afternoon, everybody. It's morning where you are, but I have started a project this afternoon, and I didn't record it because I really didn't know I was going to get this far into it, and I really didn't have plans as I started it. So here I am. I've now thought this project out, and I want to take y'all along with me because I think it's going to be really, really cool. So for some time now, I have wanted to put some signs, some arrows, some pointing things when you come into the gate to just kind of decorative to indicate where things are. So I've been thinking about this for quite some time, and I think I've got everything worked out. There is an old telephone pole that has been on our property since we bought it. Obviously, they took the old one down and put the new one up and just left the old one on our property. So I've always wanted to utilize this telephone pole because we all know they last a very long time. Now, it's not up to standards to use for a power pole anymore. I call it a telephone pole, power pole, whatever you call it in your area. But this is going to be the perfect project. So I also had some scrap 2x6s laying around here, there, and everywhere. And some of them are real dirty on the back side, but some of them are pretty clean. That was a clean one I showed you. This is one of the dirty ones that you can tell has been outside for quite some time, but there's nothing wrong with the wood. It's pressure treated wood that's going to last a good long time. But I have cut these pieces of wood into arrows, and you kind of get the picture now what I'm going to do. My plan is to prime these boards and then paint them in different colors with words on them. Now, I'm not real happy with my penmanship, and that is the way I write. Jason, on the other hand, when he's doing something decorative, he writes very well. So Jason will write the words on there. I'm just going to get the boards ready and prepared, and then we're going to have to get this big pole set up in the ground. So this project's not going to happen overnight. My plan today is to finish cutting the arrows, get them primed, possibly painted with a coat of paint, and then tomorrow maybe get the pole set in the ground in the concrete where it can dry, and Jason can get the words written on the arrows, and then the next day we can get them screwed up. So you can see this is not going to happen overnight. But I have one board left to cut when I realized that I probably better take y'all along with me, because if I don't, you're going to say, when did you do that? And how did that get there? So I might as well show you what I'm doing. The saw was already in the garage where we put the fence up last on the other side. So all I did was pulled it out a little and started cutting arrows. So I'm going to get the point cut on the very last one before I go to the barn and add some primer. And you may ask, why am I priming them? Why don't I just paint them? Well, I don't want to have to use a lot of coats of paint. It's colored paint. It's going to soak in the wood. So if I just put a coat of Kilt's primer on them first, it'll make the paint stand out more. It won't take as many coats. Yes, it's an extra step, but in the end, it's going to work out better. So last arrow to draw out here. Now, it did take me a little trial and error to figure out what I needed to do to get this arrow. I wanted a big point. I didn't want just a little point. I wanted you to be able to see the point. So I'm marking it at the halfway point, and then I've got my saw set at a 60-degree angle, and I'm using my saw blade as the guide to when I hit the middle. I've got a screw in this one. Well, I dropped, y'all, and I'm glad to see it looks like it's still working. Okay, all is good. But you can see how old this board is. It's still got some screws in it. I'm not worried about that. We'll get them out when we go to hang them up. But right now, my goal is to get the point or the arrow cut so I can finish up here. And there we go. Let me show y'all my arrows here. So I've got them all loaded up here in the side by side, and I've got my primer somewhere. I don't know what I did with it, but oh, there it is in the floor over there. This is some leftover primer that I already had. So I got it loaded up, and now we're gonna head to the barn and just get these boards cleaned up and a coat of primer put on, and we'll be ready for tomorrow. Well, I'm driving by the goat pasture, and it just occurred to me that I'm supposed to be moving Paris in with Mo. Well, I also said that I was gonna move Paris in with Mo when I know she's in heat. And y'all, Fifi is the one in heat. The video that I recorded that I put out on Sunday, I told y'all there was a goat hollering, and I don't believe it was Paris. I believe it was Fifi the whole time. Can y'all see her? She's headed over to the pasture where Mo and Joe are, just begging for a husband. She's in heat. I mean, there's the telltale sign. And I didn't see that from Paris the other day, and that's what I wanted to be sure of before I put her in with Mo. Hey Curtis, my little babies are trying to give me some love, and I wasn't paying them any attention, was I? But that's what I'm going to wait on with Paris, is that telltale sign that Fifi's given me, which I'm not breeding Fifi again. So she can holler all she wants to, and she can invite Joe and Mo, but they can't get here and she can't get there, so that deal is done. But I am going to wait until I see that with Paris. So I wanted to let you guys know that I hadn't dropped the ball on that. It's just that I don't think we're quite there yet. I thought it was her, and I made a mistake. So, but it's coming. It's coming. She's going to go in heat, and it's going to happen soon. You decided to come show us just how vocal you are. Oh, you're not going to talk. Y'all, it has been non-stop for 2 straight days. She's hollering. She's looking back at Mo. She's looking at Joe. She's saying either one of y'all could father my children. And she doesn't understand why we won't let them come over. It's for your own good, girl. I promise you. So my wood is all laid out. I just took a broom and went over it roughly to get some of that spider webs and whatever else was on it. And I told y'all I had some old primer. It is interior exterior paint and primer, but it's kilts, so I am thinking this will work just fine for a coat of primer for what we want to do. And then I'm going to go back over it with some colorful paint because, well, that's just how we are here. We're very colorful. Just use what you have. I mean, that's kind of my motto, is make use of what. Oh no, I do not need you, Bramble. That's one reason I'm out here. It's because I thought that I would be cat free if I came out here. Obviously I need to be quiet because talking brings cats. All right, so y'all get the picture. I'm gonna get these primed, and if they dry in time this evening, I'm gonna get a coat of colorful paint on them. That way we'll be one step ahead for tomorrow. I have the boards painted. Let's see how many we have. I have 7 arrows here painted, and I have a black cat with white feet running around somewhere. I really thought that by me coming out here, the cats would not, you know, be enticed to come out here and see what I was doing, but boy, was I wrong. At least there was only one of them, and here he comes again. Bramble, show everybody your feet, buddy. Show them your white feet. Yep, there's some. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but he's got white paint all over him. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, look at here. Look at that. White feet. You just want your loving, don't you? He said, forget about the paint. I just want to be loved on. And I am loving on him. But I'm not going to pick him up because he might get paint all over me. So my brushes are, well, my brush is cleaned out and my boards are in the process of drying. But I want to show y'all some of the paint I have in mind. So here is my idea for paint. This is mural paint. And I bought this some time ago because eventually I want to paint the chicken bus, the Cog County school bus that has the chickens in it. I want it to have something decorative and pretty and fun on the outside of it, but I'm not that person. I'm not the person that can draw and make the cute little artistic characters on the outside of it. I could buy stickers and put on it, but that's not going to work. So until Jason, Marycarl, or somebody with artistic ability draws on that bus, this paint is not going to be used. So I'm going to use some of it today because I like the bright colors. I mean, I've got some sage color green paint that was left over from when I painted the coops when we moved here. I've got some of that yellow that we used on the Cog County school bus, but I want this to be bright, and I want this color yellow and this color blue. So my signs are going to be vibrant. Now, obviously, I don't have 7 different colors, so I'm going to go with red, green, yellow, blue, and then maybe mix the 2 or use some of my softer colors. We'll see. But if my primer is dry, we're going to go ahead and get some paint on. And y'all see this? There's no way Bramble can get through this door. So if he comes out here, it's magic. He's locked in there, and he better not make his way out this time. Fifi's right here. You can see Tip's gonna be my, well, I guess he's the boss. Peaches has already gone to bed for the evening. So Tip's gonna be the boss, the stand-in. But Fifi's over here just a hollering. Oh my goodness. Do y'all see what's in that stall? No, not honey. She's drinking water. There's Bramble. He came out of Snow White's stall so that he could come out here. And it's a good thing I hadn't started painting yet because, I mean, Bramble, baby, you can only be so many colors. You can only be so many colors. I mean, a skunk looks good on you, but I don't know about getting blue and red and green and all that. I think I'm going to have to lock you in the milk room for just a minute. It won't be long, I promise you. You don't need to get in all this paint. I know you want to paint. I know you do. But look at your little feet. Oh my goodness, you got white feet. Come on. All right, so if Bramble makes his way out here, I'm going to be questioning how he did so because I did lock the door in the milk room. I'm loving this color. Bright, cheery, colorful. That's just what I was looking for. It's not going to take much paint either. I'll have plenty left over when it comes time to do the mural on the chicken bus. All right, what color will I choose next? And white's going to show up so good on that. That's what color we plan to paint or do the writing is white. All right, I'm going to choose to do red next. There is a seal on the top of the paint that has not been broken, so I'm having to use my hands to get that off. I'm going to be like Bramble when I get done, all different colors. Oh yeah, that's the red I wanted right there. What a beautiful bright green. This is going to add character to the farm, and I think that's what people loved about the old farm is we had lived there. You have to remember, I mean, we were there for 20 years, 16 years, 17 years. So during that time, you know, Marycarl wasn't born during a lot of that time. She wasn't born until 2009, so there was a lot of time, downtime, and a lot of time to do projects and things that, well, since she's been born, we haven't had time to do. So, and plus, I mean, we moved. We started over. So you have to bear with us. The character's coming, the quirkiness is coming, what makes us Cog Hill is coming. It's just, it's not gonna happen overnight. Oh yes, this is yellow. So I cut off the bottom of a water bottle and I'm gonna try to make purple. Of course, we all know red and blue make purple. So, let's see what we get here. I had a cut off zip tie. And you really can't tell what it's gonna look like until it gets on that wood. The bad thing's gonna be if I don't have enough, so I better mix up a little bit more. Use a little bit more red. Oh wow, I saw hot pink for a second there. This is probably gonna be really dark. Add a little white and lighten it up. All right, here goes. Well, it's almost black. I didn't do a black one. I thought about it because I have black paint, but it's pretty, it's got a little purple tint to it. So I might do one kind of hot pink for the last one. So Jason came and I got him to look at it and I said, what am I missing? Because I thought it was pink. And he said, it's orange. You need an orange one. So I mixed some red and yellow together and here we are, orange. That is definitely the color that we were missing. Perfect. I'm so glad he came. I don't know why I didn't think of orange. 2 heads are better than 1. All right, so here goes. Last one, I mixed up some pink. I hope it's gonna be the shade of pink I think it is. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, y'all, this is it for today. I am going to let these dry overnight. Tomorrow, hopefully, Jason will get the words painted on it. I don't even know what we want them to say, but the words will get painted on it and maybe the post put in the ground. And I can get a clear coat put on it. And we will be in the home stretch. Well, good morning on day 2. So I'm in the house, as you can see, and all the arrows are in here with me. Today, I've got everything spread out on the kitchen table and Jason's gonna help me. We're gonna get some words painted on and hopefully this is gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy for me, but I will follow his instruction and do what he tells me to. And hopefully we can get this project almost finished in just a little bit. This is Jason, Mr. Cog Hill. You got a duck. I'm thinking that the red one needs to say barn.
Okay.
But here's what we also got to think about.
What's that?
Which way it's going to point. Because you can't write like this and the arrow point the other way. Mm-hmm. So we know that the barn's going to go like that. So it needs to write from this point. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
If you'll kind of write it out.
And are you wanting this to be like fancy?
No,
or
I want it to be just creative. All right, so here goes. And there is no right or wrong. We just want it cute. So one down. Well, the paint on the signs is drying, and while it dries, I want to show you what I was thinking about putting this on.
Okay.
It's an old telephone pole, and when I mentioned it to you, you kind of said, don't know if we're going to be able to pick an old telephone pole up. So there's only one way to find out.
Go look at it.
Go look at it. But you got a second something in mind. Gidget does too.
Hush, Gidget. Hush.
Let's go. Jason, I'm so glad that your dog lets me ride with you. I'm going to tell you.
Well, I didn't have much in the back. I thought about having to let the seat down.
This is your beep beep.
Yeah.
And I have my beep beep.
Yeah.
And I like mine better.
I like mine better.
I know you do. But when I drive this and I ride with your dog,
Yeah,
you know, she automatically thinks she's supposed to get on because
she does.
this is her beep beep.
Hey, I learned something new about this beep beep today.
What?
This seat slides forward. If it's too, look.
I don't need to know about that, Jason, because I don't drive it enough for it to matter. I'm used to the old one.
Yeah.
But when I get on here, Holly thinks she's supposed to ride and immediately tells me how happy she is that I'm driving by kissing me constantly. So you can have your dog buggy,
Okay,
and me and Dee Dee will have our dog buggy.
that'll work.
All right, Jason, we're approaching the telephone pole. This pole has been here since we bought the property. And every time I cut grass, I just kind of scoot it out of the way. Because it's so big, we can't like pick it up and move it. I mean, I could have moved it with a tractor, but I really don't know where I'm gonna take it. So this was my thought about what we're gonna use to make the directional post, if you will.
It's not the length that I'm worried about. It's the circumference that I worry
I
about.
like the circumference of it though. I think that's gonna make the,
I'm worried that we can't
I'm worried
drill a
about
hole
us
that
trying to
wide.
pick it up.
Oh, it's gonna be heavy now. It's
That's
gonna be heavy. We have to use the tractor.
We'll have to use the tractor to stand it up and
And
have to
these-
figure out what height we want it, because I really want it taller than 8 foot.
Yeah.
I mean, a post that we buy at the store is going to be 8 foot tall and then 2 foot in the ground at least. So that's only making it 6 foot tall. I really would like it to be like 10 foot and then when it's in the ground, make it 8 foot tall. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
That's why I like this idea.
Yeah.
You want to get the chainsaw and, all right, here goes, right here. Roll it over?
Yeah.
Ready? Man, that thing's heavy. Yep. All right, now for the test.
How heavy is it?
Yeah. How heavy do you think it is? It sure smells good.
It's heavy.
Now this is the end I was wanting to use.
Oh, this is one you want to use?
Yeah,
Oh, thank goodness.
yeah.
That we can use that.
You think?
Yeah, I thought it was that one.
No, this is like 12 foot.
Okay.
And then we'll cut the top off if we decide to.
Okay.
I kind of like the character,
Yeah, that'll work.
but let me just see here. We can do it.
I think with the tractor we can do it.
All right.
This is gonna work. It's not as big as I thought.
Okay, good deal. Good deal.
It's still big though.
Oh, it's big, but
Yeah.
you know, it's free and we already have it here, so we just got to get some concrete.
Okay.
Pick up some concrete and then we'll be good to go.
Gotcha.
I don't know if y'all can see Moody and Mildred. They are loving on each other. Hey, Peaches, you just wait until you see what we put on this directional post. You just wait till you see it. It is perfect for you. Yeah, it's directing everybody to your office. I think you're gonna love it.
All right, so we got the hole done. Once they got past that dry spot and hit that topsoil, it went on down. It went on down.
And you're okay with it right here?
Yeah, I'm okay right
Okay,
there.
good
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, it's fine
Good
right
deal.
there. Yep.
Hang on. Let me come to you?
I need you to hold this so I can get that end up. You got it?
Moody, come help. You all right?
No, not really. Now,
You got stuck, didn't you?
it's unlevel.
Watch out, you got electric fence on behind you. Hey, B-Man,
Moody gonna help us.
what you doing? You could pull that pole
Hey,
over
thank you.
there.
Get out of here now.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold
It's
it.
gonna be close.
I'm gonna lift it up.
Okay.
I think it needs to be tall.
Yeah.
to make it look good.
I can hang a birdhouse off of it.
That's right. You can hang anything you want to. You can hang off of it if you want to.
I can put a flower
A hanging basket.
And hanging basket, because I already water over anyways.
Well, we might as well go get the other end. It's sitting at about
ain't
20
wrestling
foot tall. No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Okay.
I wanted you to make sure it's packed down first.
I got that done.
All right, I'm going to back up to it.
Uh-huh.
And get right next to it to where all I got to do is lift a bucket.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, we're not going to pick it up.
No.
We're going to let the tractor do the
That's
work.
exactly right.
You know, this concrete, you think it's okay?
No, it's okay. It needs to stay right there.
Holly going to supervise you.
Yeah, you want me to start lifting it up, or you want to lean it that way first?
I want to get it that way some.
Tell me when you need me to help you.
Am I close to the hole?
Yeah, you're on top of it.
All right, lift it up.
You drive up some?
Yeah.
You don't stand in the way. Is it in the bottom of the hole?
Yeah. It's in there.
All right, so you want to just let the tractor do the work for now? Because we ain't gonna be able to stand there and hold it while we screw the signs on.
We need to get the concrete and pack it first, then screw the signs on, and then we'll re-level and pack it again.
Do you want me to put the bucket where it rests on it?
You can. That's good.
Right there?
Yeah, go back. Go back. Hold right there. Hold right there.
You didn't want me to cut it off, did you?
Oh, it's okay right now.
Just don't let it come and hit you in the head.
I don't think it can.
I don't like saying don't think it can.
So we haven't shown y'all the signs after we got through with them. Well, there's a big old shadow. You can't see them. Here they are right here. The barn, the pond, flowers, of course the boss's office,
I
gardens.
talked to her about that too,
Did
by
you?
the way. Yeah.
And the bees
I
right
stopped
there.
and I told her that she was going to be very, very proud.
She's got her own sign. Right
Or
there.
either very, very mad that we were directing people to the boss's office.
Oh, me, the boss's office. All right, you ready to hang them?
I am, but you got to decide what order.
Yeah, I think so. I'll figure it out. We'll get it.
We'll get it.
We'll get it.
All right, so you got flowers first.
Flowers first.
Now I can pull up?
Yep. Well, what you guys think about that? That looks pretty good.
I like it.
That looks really good.
I think it's perfect. Perfect.
Looks grand.
And we can add to it, take away from
Yeah.
it, whatever we need to do.
What do you think, Holly?
We
You
can
like
add
it?
more. We can put more of them up,
Yep.
closer to places. You know, at the fruit orchard, we can add fruit trees. I just need more telephone poles.
Oh, me.
You think?
Yeah.
I really like it.
More telephone pole. Yeah, looks good.
Now let's get it leveled and get some
Water in the cold.
water in the hole and be good to go. I went to fill up the bucket of the tractor with water, and there's a little short hose over there. It's the beginning of the water where the meter is, so the pressure's highest at this point. All of a sudden, the hose gets away from me and water starts going everywhere. I am soaked. I mean, probably water all over my glasses, but the worst part is there's water all in my shoe. So my socks are wet. I will dry out, but I can't go with my socks like this. So I'm glad we're at the end of this project.
Yeah.
So you said you had never thought of doing this, right?
I never thought about it, but I like it.
I just need to know.
I love it.
If you approve.
Yeah, I think it looks great. This is you know, it's been 3 years in the making, but this big old farm is starting to look a little bit like Little Cog.
You know, when I started this project, I explained to people that you guys as watchers, as followers, as viewers, tend to tell us from time to time that you like the old farm better, and meaning things such as this.
Yeah,
I think
the whimsy.
the whimsical, the you know, just the character
Yeah.
of the old farm. And I also explained that during part of that, Marycarl was not alive, so you and
Yeah.
I had a lot of
We
time
did have
on
a
our
lot of time.
hands.
Mm-hmm.
And now here she is, a teenager, and we're back with a lot of time on our hands. So now that the tides have turned and we're back to having a little bit more time on our hands, of course we're still going to do everything she'll allow us to do.
Yeah.
Until she's grown and has a family of her own. But here we are. We're taking on projects that make us appear to be back to where we started. And it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. Every time I see one of these directional poles, I think to myself, I want one of those. I want to make one of those.
Oh, it's cute.
What's that?
It's cute.
It's cute, and we had everything.
Yeah.
We didn't buy, all we
We
bought
didn't
was
buy-
2 bags of concrete.
We had the paint.
We
We
had
had
the paint,
everything.
we had the pole, we had the scrap wood, so,
Oh, that's funny.
and we had the artistic ability in you
Oh, gosh.
to decorate them all. Y'all just, I mean, I don't think we've showed them up close
They are
enough
cute.
to see each one. And he's painted a little pig on Peach's office, and some little bees, fruit trees, fish for the pond, and I'm getting on up where I can't reach. Barn, and up into the sky are the flowers. So Jason's already started thinking of other ways to sweeten this pole up. He's already thinking of hanging baskets off of it. Maybe we could even do like a Johnny jump ups.
Yeah.
At this time of the year.
Uh-huh.
You know, petunias in the spring,
Yep.
or whatever you want. Lantana, something that doesn't require a lot of water. Possibilities are endless, because I said during Christmas we need to put a Santa hat on top.
We can get a wooden one.
And now that it's Halloween, we need to get Tucker to sit up top. Think she'll do that?
She might.
She might. No, I can make a Santa hat.
Yeah.
I can make a Santa hat. But possibilities are endless, and we can always add more. We can put signs. We can put other poles in different places. I like it.
I love it. It's
I like
great.
it. Well, thank you for helping me with
Heck yeah.
making part of something I wanted to do come true. I couldn't have done it by myself, although I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to go pick that telephone pole up, drill the hole by myself, and
Cut it.
cut it. Well, I could have cut it and got it up without you ever seeing me until the product was finished. It didn't happen that way. But I'm glad to have a partner who's willing to help. All right, well, until we are on to another project, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all be good.